Hey everyone! Hey guys! Alright, so today's video we are going to talk about hydration. Why it is especially important that you drink water and stay hydrated after plastic surgery. So, of course, hey Riri, as we start each video, I know you guys are always asking, let me see your results. Hey Juliana. So let me show you guys. I don't want to lie, I'll be forgetting. Almost 4 months post-op from 360 lipo, ab etching, breast lift and reduction, a little back lipo, a little arm lipo. He was light on the arm lipo because that's what the anesthesiologist said. And a little BBL fill-in, really was to fill in some dents down here. So let me show you guys what I'm looking like and we can get started on the video about why it is important to stay hydrated and drink your water after plastic surgery. My little ab etching right here, I love them so much because you all know I do not like the gym, so making me look a little athletic. Anywho, so let's jump right into why it is important to stay hydrated after surgery. So one thing I've noticed is that sometimes, even without plastic surgery, when you get an intense headache or you start getting a headache, one of the first things you need to think about is, are you hydrated? Because a lot of times we get headaches because we are dehydrated. We're not drinking enough water. We're not drinking our minimum 4 bottles, 16-ounce bottles, which is 8 glasses, right, per day. And I am also at fault for that. And being diabetic, that's something that I'm supposed to take very seriously because, you know, being diabetic, our kidneys work overtime. And you need to stay hydrated. So I also need to beat myself up because I am not always consistent with that. So why is it important to drink water post-op after plastic surgery? I posed this question I think last week on my IG stories, and today we're doing the video. Of course, as always, I will put it on YouTube. I'm trying to get my YouTube going again, guys, for you guys to catch the entire video from beginning to end if you did not join the live at the beginning. So some of the comments that you guys made on the post and also in the IG stories. One thing I did not see you guys talk about was your skin getting dry and how that affects your incisions. So even myself, I noticed at one point when I first had surgery with my breast, I was not drinking a lot of water, and like the top part here of the breast, I started seeing the skin like looking, I mean, dry, but it was just looking weird, you know. So, I mean, you don't want, if you have incisions, whether it's your tummy tuck or your breast, for those incisions to start healing ugly because your skin is dehydrated. And that's also one of the reasons why you can possibly get some of these raw spots. Because your skin is dehydrated, it's going to start like pulling tight, pulling at the incision tight. And that will make what I think the medical term is dehiscement or dehiscence or something like that, which means that your incision will start opening up and getting a raw spot. So not just for the aesthetic of your incisions healing and looking prettier, but you don't want your skin to be dry, being that you're dehydrated, and it make your incision starts to pop open. And then when you get these raw spots, they're going to heal ugly, right? And especially if some of you guys have keloid skin, that's another issue why you don't want your incisions to start opening up, because then you're going to start keloiding. Rabbit Magic, I don't know what you're talking about. You said, I thought you had to keep your incisions dry for them to heal. I am talking about drinking water and keeping your body hydrated. I don't know what you're talking about. That's a whole different topic. So that's, if you guys join the live late, that's what we're talking about. Why it is important to drink water and stay hydrated after plastic surgery. So we're talking about your skin being dehydrated and then what happens to your incisions, right? By you not drinking water. The second one is your immune system is low after surgery. If you guys don't know that, that's one of the reasons why they say it's so easy for you to catch an infection. But even things like the flu, we're not even going to talk about COVID, but even something as simple as the flu, you're very susceptible to catching some kind of infection after surgery. So that's another reason why you want to stay hydrated, so you can keep those infections at bay. Drinking water after surgery to help the body rid itself of the toxins from your anesthesia. That's a big thing too. So my round one of the things I had asked Dr. Laurent when I woke up during surgery or after my surgery, I was like, why did I wake up during surgery? This is my first surgery. I'm thinking I'm supposed to be asleep the entire surgery. Because I think I probably woke up like maybe 2 or 3 times during my tummy tuck. And he told me that one of the things with the anesthesiologist is that they don't want to give you like too much medication to keep you out and down for too long. So a lot of plastic surgeons, they want to do your surgery so that you're out for about 4 hours. They don't want to have you on the table asleep for 8 hours, right? But that is the anesthesiologist's call, and that's their job. So he was telling me that also they don't want your liver and your kidneys to be working extra hard because of all of this toxic material that's in the anesthesia that's going to be being processed by your body. So sometimes you may wake up during surgery because they're not giving you a strong, heavy dose to keep you out for long. My own personal experience in the surgery room, videotaping other people's surgery, is seeing when you wake up how the anesthesiologist gives you, a little bit of medication to put you right back to sleep. If you wake up and you're talking and you're moving around or whatever. So that's a big thing, is that you want to make sure you're hydrated after surgery, even though you feel like, I don't want to drink water, I don't want to do anything, I don't want to eat anything, I just feel so messed up. That's normal to feel after plastic surgery, but you have to force yourself. Even if it's not saying that you need to drink an entire bottle of water in 2 minutes, right, immediately after, but you want to start to drink, if it's every 15 minutes, take a little sip, until you finish your bottle. But that's a big thing, getting that toxins out of your system. DVT, deep vein thrombosis, right, which is blood clots. So blood clots forming in your legs or forming in your lungs or forming in your body. Staying hydrated is another way to prevent that from happening. Especially, remember guys, with long flights. If you guys are going to be sitting for hours and hours and hours on the plane, going back home, getting a blood clot doesn't mean, it's going to happen if it's going to happen within the first week or the first couple of days, whatever. You can have a blood clot after surgery a month or more, post-op. So this is not... let me just stay hydrated for the first 2 weeks after surgery. Like, this is something, it's a continual thing, right? So preventing blood clots, one of the things is you need to keep yourself hydrated, because remember, your blood is thick. So the more hydrated it is, some of the benefits of not just your blood thinning out so you don't get a blood clot is also you need water in your body to help rebuild your hemo, those red blood cells, right? Because your hemo is now low because your doctor was snatching you. So that's another thing. All of these different things feed into the same, thing. Helping to prevent getting a fat embolism, because this fat is traveling, even when they re-inject fat into your BBL or your hips. I have one patient that she left today to go back home. Her doctor actually did a fat transfer to her breast. So she was not one of my Surgery Bay package customers. She was a recovery house customer, but her doctor that she went to, he did a fat transfer to her breast. So these fat transfer, to different parts of the body, you have fat traveling throughout your body, throughout your veins. So another thing about being hydrated is to help prevent a fat embolism. So it doesn't mean that, if I didn't do a BBL, I'm not going to get a fat embolism. What if you did fat transfer to your hips? What if you did it to your breast? What if you did fat transfer to your lips or to your face? As we get older, some doctors are doing fat transfer to parts of your face to give you a more youthful look. Hey, Crystal, one of my favorite customers. So, fat embolism, blood clots. infections, ridding your body of toxins. Also, water helps nutrients throughout your body, help move the nutrients throughout your body, which will then help your body heal quicker, right? So staying hydrated, not just drinking your water, but are you drinking fresh fruit juices, green juice, things that are, easily digested in the system, keeping you nourished, because now your body is working overtime to heal itself from those traumas. Let me see what else I have here on my list. Your pain level being increased. So that's another thing that you guys complain about a lot after surgery. You were not expecting the pain that you're going to be feeling. So that's a big thing, is that even though you may be getting the pain pump, you may be taking whatever pain medicine that your doctor sent you with here to the DR, or, here in DR, they don't prescribe strong pain medicine. Enantium, which is something that a lot of doctors prescribe here, a lot of people tell me it doesn't work. I got the prescription, to be honest, I bought it and I never took it. So I don't know from personal experience, but a lot of people say that the enantium doesn't even work. They don't think it makes a difference. So bring your Tylenol, bring your Tylenol PM so you can take your ass to sleep when that pain hits you. But the pain level being increased because you're not hydrated, again, all these things work together. It's not a just do one thing and everything is going to be great, right? So it's a combination of all the different things that you do post-op that now trickles down into different complications you may have, feelings you may have, different ways you may feel after surgery. So like some people, I want pineapple juice only after surgery. I want to eat pineapple and drink the juice and make tea and whatever. Well, bromelain and pineapple is not a magic handle everything. It's a combination of everything. Or they want to drink arnica tea by the gallon. Yes, these things help, but it's a combination of a lot of different things that you may do in one. Your lymphatic system, which removes toxins in your body, right? So a lot of times when you're doing your massages, you may actually feel a little dehydrated or lightheaded, and you need to tell your masseuse to stop. Drink some water, hang your head between your knees to feel a little better. So these lymphatic massages is also getting those toxins out of your body. We spoke about the headaches earlier and being dehydrated. We spoke about the blood clots. So that's my quick video on why you should stay hydrated after plastic surgery, why you need to drink as much water as you can. One of my customers, she was actually one of my very, very first customers last year, in March. She had surgery with Dr. Rami. And she had a tummy tuck lipo BBL. I think she had some arm and thigh lipo. And she was down here with her husband. They stayed at the Airbnb. And she was drinking like a gallon of water every day. She took the Woundvite, the post-op like vitamin supplements. But even though I think the Woundvite helps, I think more it's her drinking that gallon of water a day helped her heal so quickly. When I hear these stories from some of my customers of the things that they did, really and truly, like, you really have to be dedicated to the process. Even myself, when I had the spinal fluid leak with this last round of surgery, one of the things Dr. Rami told me when I told him about my complications and he, sent the prescription and stuff for me to fill, he told me, he told me 2 liters of water a day. Like, he was like, you have to stay very hydrated, take this medication, drink caffeine, drink coffee, drink Coca-Cola for the caffeine, and in about 4 or 5 days, you should be better. And it was true. It did take maybe about 5-6 days for me to, that spinal fluid leak to actually heal. But I did notice during those couple of days when he told me stay hydrated, the days that I drank a lot of water, when I sit up. So let me tell you guys what is the feeling if you get a spinal fluid leak. And of course the spinal fluid leak is because they're giving you an epidural to numb your body, so you won't feel anything during surgery. When you're laying down, you feel fine. But once you sit up or you stand up, here you get this very intense pressure. Hold on, my hubby is calling me. Papa,
Faye,
I'm
sorry, miss your call.
I'm doing a live. Let me show you.
Uh, hello. Everybody said what's up. I'm in
Hubby
Vermont.
says what's up? Are you in the toilet?
Oh, shh. Man, what the hell? What are you exposing me like? What the heck? I swear, this one woman never stops.
Okay, let me finish my live. I'm almost done with it. I'm gonna call you back, okay?
No, don't finish. Do your thing. Do your thing. I just like I'm not doing
Guys,
shit.
sorry.
I'm gonna go pick up some. I'm gonna pick up some BJ's. So
Okay, I'm gonna call you back.
no, I'm telling you.
Okay, I will call you back. Bye. Sorry guys, so now I have to edit this part out of the video before I put it on YouTube. He was like, why are you putting my business out there? I'm on the toilet. Yeah, for the people that said I'm no longer married and I'm no longer whatever. I feel so sorry for you all. Like, you all really don't know what it is to be in a relationship with somebody that supports whatever it is that you want to do in life. Anywho, so the spinal fluid leak, when you sit up or stand up, you get this very intense pressure right here in the middle of your forehead. I don't really know how best to explain it, except it's like an intense headache and an intense, like your brain is being squeezed. That's really how I really felt. But when you lay down, you don't feel it. But the days that I did not drink a lot of water, that feeling was so intense. And the days where I drank a lot of water, I was fine. And I thought I was healed until the next day when I didn't drink a lot of water and the feeling came back. So it really took about maybe 5-6 days for me to, I guess, for that hole in my spinal cord for the blood to make a clot and to heal it, and to stop that. But thank God, I was able to recognize the symptoms and know what was wrong with me and tell my plastic surgeon, and then he just tell me what medicine to buy, to take, whatever. And the medicine he told me to buy, guys, it was like I guess a painkiller, and it was 2 tablets, and one of them had caffeine in it. Yes, Crystal, it was like a migraine, but I've never had a migraine honestly before, but I guess the way the intense feeling was, I would assume that's what a migraine feels like, because it was crazy. And Rabbit Magic, yes, a spinal fluid leak is fatal if it is not resolved. Back in 2017, when I started doing my research here about plastic surgery, there was one girl that came to DR and had surgery, and she died from it. And I don't know, I think she died like 6 days post-op. It was a whole big scandal with the recovery house owner and her plastic surgeon not giving her attention, not coming to see her, whatever. And what they were saying is that at the recovery house, she was, like crying, screaming because she was in so much pain. They took her to the public hospital. Listen, any Caribbean island or any third world country you go into the public hospital, or the general hospital, or the free hospital, be prepared for the shittiest service. It's like that here in DR too. There is no, let me call 911, they're going to come pick me up in an ambulance. You're going to be waiting hours before they finally show up. And depending on where you stay, they may not even come. It is what it is. That's the reality of, the process in these countries. So they took her, I heard, the recovery house owner did a whole video about it. They took her to the regular hospital, and they did give her a blood patch. However, the blood patch that they give her was not enough. So guys, if you don't know what a blood patch is, it's literally they're going to draw your blood to get a syringe of blood, and then they are going to, with you wide awake, with no sedation, no nothing, stick it in your spinal cord to make a blood clot to seal that hole that's there. So I can't even imagine how painful that was. It did not work. Because apparently they did not put enough blood to make the clot, to make the hole, to seal the hole, I'm sorry. And I think they took her back to the hospital or whatever, and she died. She died 6 days post-op from it. So, I don't know all what they told her to do, like how my doctor told me what to do. I don't, because the whole big drama at that point was the plastic surgeon never came and saw her at the recovery house, even though the recovery house owner was calling him. He wouldn't answer his phone. he answered and then hung up and then lied and said, I'm on the golf course, when he answered by accident and she said she saw him in his office. I don't know. All I can tell you guys is there is risk with every surgery that you do. I've never had a post-op complication from my first 2 surgeries, and look at my 3rd surgery and I had a post-op complication. However, you need to educate yourself on what is the possibilities that could go wrong, and if it does go wrong, you are able to recognize the symptoms. So you can know for yourself without you having to wait for an answer from your doctor's assistant. I mean, let's be real. Let's be really real. A lot of times, you know, whoever you're speaking to on the phone is not the doctor. It is the assistant or a coordinator. And especially for these famous doctors. And please don't make me start calling the names. Like, if you all really think you're talking to these people on the damn phone, it's obviously somebody that they're using, you know, to answer their questions and go through the process of booking and whatever. So if you don't have a proper post-op plan as to who's going to be taking care of you, and you're relying on this doctor, assistant, or coordinator to answer you post-op, I'm sorry, because especially when I hear horror stories about you guys paying a deposit and then you never hear from the coordinator again, or you never hear from the doctor assistant again, and they stop answering your messages, however, if it's WhatsApp, DM, whatever, right? So if that's what you're getting before you even get here to the DR, or you get here to the DR and they're giving you a runaround game and you don't know what the hell is going on because they can't give you a direct answer as to when's your surgery, or they're making you do all kind of crazy ass tests talking about, no, we think you're pregnant, or we think it's this and we think it's that, and giving you a runaround because they're trying to push your surgery for another day because they're overbooked, right? You have to pick sense from nonsense. You have to recognize these different whatever and realize that these people are playing a game with you. You know, people were sending me messages a couple of weeks ago about a lady that died from low hemo in a recovery house by a known person here in the DR who is always in everything plastic surgery. She's an overnight nurse, she does facials, she has her own recovery house, blah, blah, blah. So I'm assuming it's her staff, because obviously it's not her, that did not know how to recognize post-op complications and do something about it. For me, I prefer to be safe than sorry. I have no problems with sending your ass right back to your plastic surgeon, to your clinic, so they can take care of you. So here in DR, supposedly the insurance that you pay your plastic surgeon when you have your plastic surgery, which is sometimes like $250, $300, sometimes that's the kind of price that they charge. It's mandatory. You should take it. Because if you have a complication and you have to come back to a specialist, you have to come back to the clinic and spend how many nights in the clinic, whatever, that insurance covers it and you don't have to pay it out of pocket. And if you don't know how things work here in the Dominican Republic, you have a choice. You can go to the regular public hospital and pay whatever it is, in the free public hospital, and sit there and wait for how many hours until you can get some help. And just remember that if you don't speak Spanish, and excuse my French, you're fucked. It is what it is. Because there's nobody in there trying to pull out no phone to do no translator and talk to you and find out what's your problem and what's going on. So just know that if you don't speak Spanish, you better have somebody with you, whether it's your driver, your nurse, somebody from your recovery house, your private nurse if you're at the Airbnb, whoever, go with you to help you. And even in these surgery centers where your doctors are working, a lot of times, yes, your doctor assistant, his secretary, may be bilingual and, you know, able to talk with you and translate. However, the people that work for the clinic, CIPLA, Cecily, CIPLA, the people that actually work there, the nurses that work for that hospital, that clinic, they don't speak no damn English. I have never been, and I have been to a couple of the surgery centers here in DR, whether it's with my customers or for my own self. And I have yet to meet one employee by any of these clinics that actually will speak to me, not like a conversation, but just mere words. Words. They don't know in English. So you have a choice of that. You either go to the public free hospital and whatever happen, or you go to the private hospitals. And I'm not talking about surgery clinics. I'm talking about the hospital here. It's a clinic, but it's private where you have to pay for your service. So if you now have to pay for your service, they are not going to administer you whatever it is you need. X-ray, pain medication, or whatever, a test, whatever, until they give you the bill and tell you, well, this is what we're diagnosing you with, and you need to pay this amount. You can use your card to pay, and credit or debit card, because they have the machine that swipes, and then they will do whatever it is they put on that bill there. So if you don't take this mandatory insurance that your plastic surgeon offers you, and you have to go to whatever hospital or clinic down here, that is the possibilities of what could happen to you. Thank God I am in good health. I have not had to go to a hospital or a clinic here for anything. The only thing that I deal with down here is my diabetes, which is going to the endocrinologist and then getting my medication at the pharmacy here, and doing my blood work to see, how my numbers are. But thank God that's the only thing I have to spend myself here in DR to deal with. I don't have any other issues that I need to see, doctors or whatever. So, Riri, your package, your insurance with Dr. Rami is mandatory, and it is included in the price that you're paying him when you come for your surgery. Hallie, what I'm talking about just now is if you don't take the insurance from your doctor, from your plastic surgeon, and something happens to you and you have to go to the regular hospital. So, for example, Riri, I'm going to use you as an example. You are having surgery with Dr. Rami in Cipla, and let's say after surgery, your hemo is low. You're not feeling well, you're finding it hard to breathe, you're constantly feeling like really, really winded and tired. Your eyes may be looking a little yellow, which is some of the signs of your hemo is low. So I'm going to tell you, okay, so let's call the driver, and we are going to take you back to Cipla. When you go to Cipla, and I can speak from my experience. I don't know about the other clinics because I haven't had to send anybody back to the other clinics for low hemo. So you go to Cipla, and the third floor is the ICU. The third floor is also where your surgery is done, the surgery rooms. The fourth floor is the overnight room. So you would go in with the driver so he could translate for you up to the fourth floor and check in with them, and then they will tell you where to go, which is usually they send you on the third floor where there's a room next to the ICU, and you give them your doctor's name, thank you, Erica, and they will start the paperwork, whatever, and administer you. Draw your blood, check your hemo. Okay, you need some blood. Now, they will let you stay in the ICU. You will stay in Cipla, in the hospital, in the clinic, but you have to pay for the blood. Not all the testing and the overnight charge for actually being there in a room, which, yes, you do have to pay for if you didn't have the insurance. So the blood you have to pay for, but all the testing and the overnight staying and so forth, if you have to stay overnight, you don't have to pay for that because that's covered by the insurance. Another example, for my round one, my hubby had 360 lipo, and the very first round of lipo that he had, the fluid from the 360 lipo, and I think the tightness of the faja in the groin area, the fluid pooled into his testicles, and his testicles swelled up like a grapefruit, like huge. He was in so much pain. I think he was maybe like 5 days post-op when this started happening. So I called Dr. Laurent, and Dr. Laurent was like, okay, so Monday, because it was a Sunday, we're gonna go to a urologist, to see what's going on with him and see what they can do. That was covered by the insurance. We didn't have to pay a penny for anything, So we saw the urologist. She literally manually squeezed the fluid out. He was in there bawling, like hollering so damn loud. I felt so bad for him. But again, we didn't have to pay for any scan that they did, anything that she did, any garment that she gave him some little garment to wear, or even just like her consultation fee. We didn't have to pay anything because that was covered by the insurance. So you want to get the insurance after surgery because you don't want any of these kind of things to happen to you while you're down here, God forbid, and then you're stuck. Another thing, guys, please, 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 come down here with extra money. Don't come down here with, I don't have no more money. I can't pay for the blood. I can't pay for the overnight nurse. I can't pay for... Keep your ass home for another 6 months and stack your money so that you can come down here with an extra $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. Money down here goes like nothing when you have to do certain tests, buy certain medicines, buy certain things. Money goes like nothing. So you want to come down here with a little padding in case something happens and you have to pay for extra stuff. Let me give you guys an example right now of one of my customers. I wonder if I should do a separate live about that. Well, I guess I could put it in here. You guys can watch the entire video on YouTube. So she had surgery in December. So she's out 8 months post-op right now. And she has a complication with her BBL right now at 8 months. So let me tell you guys what happened. She has what is called an oil cyst in her butt cheek. And it is fat necrosis. Now, how did that happen? And what can be done moving forward? And she's 8 months post-op. So when I started talking to her, she's here in the DR right now, getting it taken care of. Exactly, Riri. I'm like you. Like, I will pay money for convenience. I ain't got time to be going back and forth with no damn buddy for no damn $25, $50, whatever. Like, this your price? This what you're gonna do? Here's the money. Like, I don't want the headache. Especially after surgery when you're feeling so miserable and discomfort and you're in pain and you're irritable. Like, anywho, that's another, we're going off tangent, right? All right, so she had breast lift and reduction, 360 lipo, BBL. And she stayed here in DR, I believe, like about 10 days post-op. And then she went back home and went right back to work. Now, this is why doctors tell you all the time, do not be active after plastic surgery. Relax. Yes, you have to take a little walk so you don't get blood clots. Keep the body active, move, stretch a little bit, you know, because you don't want to be stiff with that 360 lipo, especially. Hey, Nat. So, you know, people are out there, I'm seeing doctors are making memes about go to the gym when you're like 2-3 weeks post-op after 360 lipo and start, you know, your healthy post-op, whatever. Guys, no. Being too active too soon, this is what is the possibilities. And this is what happened to her. She did too much shit too damn soon. She was too active too soon. So that caused her to get fat necrosis, meaning her fat to die from the BBL, right? And another thing that can happen to you is you can get an infection. So when I had my last round, Dr. Rami was like, Roberta, keep your ass home for 3 weeks. I'm like, doctor, I have to go to my recovery house. I have to take care of my patients. Like, I can't stay home for 3 weeks and not move and do anything. No, you can't drive. You can't whatever. Of course, I didn't listen to Dr. Rami. I had to take care of my business. However, thank God, nothing happened to me. I was lucky. But when you are too active too soon, and I knew at certain times I was doing too much because my breast, like the muscle inside here, was hurting. And I knew I had to chill the fuck out, like I was doing too damn much. But being too active too soon, we're not even just talking about fat necrosis with the BBL. That heat that your body is building up is now going to be the magic formula for the natural germs that we have inside our body to flourish. And then you will get an infection. And then you're going to say, my doctor infected me. And I have cellulitis. Because, you know, in America, that's what they love to tell you guys, right? So just know that being too active too soon, that is what happens. Think about it like this. Your body is 98 degrees, right? If you put a piece of raw meat outside in 98 degrees, what happens to it? It starts rotten, smelling, germy, whatever. So think about this bacteria that you have inside your body that's floating around in all this damn fluid, because the more active you are, the more fluid your body is going to produce. And this bacteria is floating around in this hot-ass temperature, right? Hey, Rohini. Floating around in this hot-ass temperature, and that is how you guys sometimes catch an infection. So, in her case, doing too much too damn soon, she got fat necrosis. Now, the fat necrosis, meaning the fat the fat transfer and the fat cells died, instead of those fat cells that died being absorbed by the body, right? It did not. It actually created pockets of this liquid oil, this fat, pockets of this liquid fat then inside her butt. Now, those pockets, just like a seroma, which is fluid that gets encapsulated with tissue, and now it's hard on the outside and inside has the liquid, that is what happened to her fat necrosis. It turned into like a ball of liquid oil, and that is what the oil cyst is that's now in her butt. So 8 months later, so she was telling me that when she had her BBL at first, she did notice that there was some hard lumps on her butt, but she just thought, you know, with time, massaging it, whatever, the hard lumps would go away. And that was actually the start of this fat necrosis situation. So now she have on her butt, it was nice and round and smooth, the skin, indentation, which she will have to get a second BBL to fill in those indentations now. And then she has this lump that's like soft under the skin that has the fluid in it now that the doctor has to draw out with a needle, has to drain. Another thing, guys, is that when some of these complications happen, you just can't randomly take antibiotics like that. You have to get a specific blood test for your doctor then to get those results to see what antibiotics you need to get. So she is currently right now here in the DR waiting on the results of that blood test to see what specific antibiotics she should be taking for this issue. Tomorrow she has to get it drained again, and God willing, it resolves itself and it does not, you know, continue with a further situation. And of course, in America, guess what they were telling her? We don't know how to fix this. We don't know what to do. You need to go back to your plastic surgeon. You need to go back to your doctor. And she had to come back down here. So that's another thing. You want to be able to know exactly when, whatever procedures you're doing, the possibilities that could happen after, and if they happen after, how you can resolve it or what you need to do. You know, because a lot of times in America, guys, they tell you all, we ain't touching you. We ain't doing nothing. Go back to your doctor. Even if you lie and say I had surgery in Miami or I had surgery in California or whatever, and I can't go back because my doctor is on vacation, whatever. They're still telling you go back to your doctor. So you need to be very aware of what you're getting yourself into and what it is that you need to do, you know, to prevent some things. And in her case, that could have been possibly prevented by her not being so active after surgery so soon. Thank you, Cher. All right, guys, so I'm going to end this live. Initially, this live started off with why you need to be hydrated, why you need to drink a lot of water after surgery, the complications that could happen if you don't. We ended with fat necrosis, infection, different things like that. Riri, Canada is not part of North America. You guys have the best healthcare in the whole of North America up there. Rabbit Magic, being active is, you know, if you have a job where you have to lift, bend, move, pick up stuff, whatever, that's being too active. So not being too active is if you have a desk job, you know, and you sit and you relax, you're in your house, you're doing, you know, a little whatever, housework, whatever, but you don't want to be doing so much where your heart rate is increasing, your body temperature is going up because you're exerting, you know, a lot of energy. Cher, I know. I'm really trying to do these lives, to be very, very honest with you. You know, so Riri, gym, no. Gym until 2 months plus, especially for you because you're getting tummy tuck. So we don't want that ab muscles to get jacked up. Sex, I don't know about y'all, but sex after 6 weeks when I had my tummy tuck, that is when I had sex for the first time. Like before that, I was in so much pain. I was like, do not even touch me. Don't even try it. He tried, but I was like, this ain't working. Everywhere you touch hurts. Everywhere, my back, my arm, my skin, whatever. No. And even then, it's like, you may want to keep that damn faja on to have sex. Very honest. Because when you take it off, that first time you ever have lipo, your skin feels so numb and weird and awkward. It's like, you need that tight compression. And then it's like, hurry up and get it over with. No, that's the tummy tuck. When I had 360 regular lipo after, then, you know, I would say probably like a week later, I was like, all right, I'm in the mood a little bit now. But that tummy tuck, that was such a turn off for sex. But again, I always tell you guys that if you can survive the tummy tuck, every round after is going to be a walk in the park. It really, for me, gets easier. Like, it's not as super painful. And you know what to expect. Your first round is like you're so nervous because you don't know what's going to happen in the surgery room, what's going to happen when they give you the blue pill or the IV. Like this last round, I didn't get the blue pill. They gave me, they stuck the IV in my, hand here before I went up into the operating room. And then in the operating room, they put me to sit down. Hey, cultural diva, my VI queen. They put me to sit on the table in the operating room, and then the anesthesiologist put whatever in the IV, and that was it. And a lot of times down here, they give you propofol or fentanyl to put you to sleep and to keep you to sleep. So, and we all know there's a fentanyl problem in America. People are dying left, right, and center with this shit. So that's another reason why down here, the anesthesiologist in the room, it's her job to keep you alive, to check your vitals and so forth, while the plastic surgeon is working on you, to be right there by your head to administer the sleep medication to put you back to sleep, or if you're feeling any kind of little discomfort, whatever, to knock you back out. So a lot of times, guys, when you come down here for surgery and your coordinator, your assistant, doctor assistant or whatever, tells you, yes, we're going to do this, that, and the other, whatever. For example, I had my last round with Dr. Rami. I was supposed to get a little mini tummy tuck because I have some loose skin in the fupa area. I know you guys be like, oh, your belly looks so flat. I mean, it does, and it is. But for me, I wanted to get my tummy tuck scar redone because I didn't like how it looked. It is not a nice thin line. It's like that. And I knew it was Dr. Laurent assistant who did my tummy tuck incision, because when I was getting my tummy tuck done at the very end, I woke up and I was like, ow, ow, because I'm feeling the needle poking me. And then Dr. Laurent came to my head and I was like, you're okay. And then I'm still feeling the needle and I'm like, ow. So who's poking me while you're at my head telling me you're okay? So I knew it was his assistant that did the tummy tuck incision. And guys, in the surgery room, yes, doctors have assistants. However, it depends on the doctor you go to and how much they allow the assistants to do. A lot of times, the end of your surgery, the doctor does let the assistant do the incision, like stitch up the incision. But your lipoing, your BBL, the fat transfer, shaping the butt, doing the breast, lift and reduction, the tummy tuck, whatever, depending on your doctor, if it's a trustworthy, safe doctor who's not booked and busy, these 7 a day, 9 a day, 12 a day, 14 a day, and yes, it's true, they be doing that bullshit. Those are the doctors, the trustworthy ones I'm talking about, that will do 90% of your surgery. Of course, who's booking 12 a day, who's booking 14 a day, who's booking 9 a day, that they may be in the room to do part of your surgery, but they're definitely not doing 90% of your surgery. It's because they have their assistants. And guys, know that the assistants that work with these plastic surgeons, yes, they are MDs, they are doctors, but they are training to be plastic surgeons. They're not certified plastic surgeons with their Sodio Cipre. I'm a member of the Dominican Board of Plastic Surgery, or I finished my residency, whatever. They are doctors, yes, but they are not certified plastic surgeons as yet, So, what is my damn garbage can? Some old man walking around. Lola, who's that? I guess he's looking for maybe things to recycle. Anywho, so that is what's going on. So again, whoever you decide to go to, know that doctors, they use assistants, but it's how many people being booked a day. And then some of you guys don't believe me when I start calling names and I start telling you all about all who it is that these doctors are booking so many different people. The whole Natalie Bello thing that's out right now. If you guys go and look at some of these comments, one girl was saying, I was one of 12 the day of my surgery. And guess what? You already paid for your surgery and now you're sitting in the waiting room waiting for your turn to be called. So what do? Go over there and quarrel and argue with them and tell them, like, give me back my money? Right? You already paid for surgery. They're not going to give you back the money. You're going to probably have to make a big ass scene to get back your money. But I'm just saying, you have to do this research before surgery to know, is this true? Is this doctor really doing 9 a day, 7 a day, 12 a day, 14 a day, right? So if he is, and you're happy with the results that you're seeing on the internet, and just know, no doctor is going to put a patient who is not happy with their results and their results is looking bad. If you guys did not look at my stories the last couple of days, if you guys do not look at my IG stories daily, if you guys don't look at my feed, you're missing out on information. Because a lot of things I post in my IG stories, I don't even post in my feed, right? So, and again, I don't have to shove information down your throat. I don't have to spoon feed none of you guys. You guys are all adults. We are all grown-ass women here. I'm not talking to children. So you have to take the initiative to be like, oh, every day, let me check Surgery Bay page, to see what she posted, what she put, in her IG stories, whatever. And you see in the comments there, people are talking about they're one of 12, they're one of 7, I don't know, guys. Like, I can't do that. I cannot go to a doctor who people are, because every time you hear, certain things or whatever, you know there's some truth to it. Especially if you start typing in search words, whether, again, I showed you guys in IG stories how to do it, on YouTube how to do it, and more than one person is saying the same thing. So, like that one girl, Cirurgia Emas is the page, that posted that the Bello doll showed, look, this is me on the table, and look, this is me 2 months post-up. Look how I look. That, Bello is posting the on-the-table picture showing the belly's looking super flat. And then the girl is showing, here I am 2 months later, look at how my belly is like sticking out, whatever, and I paid her $800 to redo my belly button, whatever, and she didn't, something like that. Along those lines was what the person wrote on there. So no doctor is going to put horrible looking pictures. They're all going to put whether Photoshop like Miss Queen, or they're going to put, on the table pictures or whatever. So that's where you come in now and doing your research by looking at people who are the dolls of these doctors that went to these doctors before. Lola, come here. Lola, come here. Come here. She's trying to go inside to drink water. Now she want me to open the door for her. I swear. But anywho, guys. So let me end the live. I'm going to post it to YouTube. And if you guys did not catch the live from the beginning, it's going to be on YouTube in a little bit. I might post it on here on Instagram. But I know you guys, I want to see what you looking like. Let me show you all. I know you're always constantly with the what you looking like. So this is my little ab etching right here. Maybe you can see the density thing. And guys, when you wear your faja, like, it looks even more. Like, you see the indentation and stuff, and this looks more snatched, whatever. Like, I didn't wear my faja yesterday. So this is me with a little swelling, to be very honest. So this is it. So this here is what I'm saying. Even though it's super flat, as you guys can see, it's flat. I do have a little bit of like loose skin here that I wanted Dr. Rami to do the mini tummy tuck for, but I'm going to try doing some radio frequency massages. That's the red light massages with that machine to see if it can tighten up that little bit of loose skin I have, where I wouldn't even need to get a mini tummy tuck, just to get a little bit of skin out. So, all right, guys, let me go. Let me post this. The next video I want to talk about the emotions that you feel after surgery. So I think I'm going to go eat something, and maybe I'll come back in a little while and do a video about that, about how you feel after surgery, the emotions you go through, what to expect about how you're going to feel. Because one observation I've been making is that some of you guys are the sweetest things before surgery. And after surgery, I don't know, the devil be coming out. You all be mad at the staff. You all be mad at everybody. You all be pissed. You all be, understandable. You're in pain and you're feeling uncomfortable and discomfort. But that is not who you take it out on, right? Anyway, guys, I'll maybe talk to you guys in a little bit. Or I might go cook. We'll see.